Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon if you'd rather join my Patreon instead. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out, why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? So the energy that I'm channeling is the energy of the message I did yesterday about hoodoo, right? Somebody has been this is the same energy of a person who's been in a state of being of wanting to control your life with magic. Okay, the same karmic Jezebel spirit of a person. Okay. This person was has solely been reliant on magic for a long time in order to defeat you. Because to them, magic is the only thing that can take you out. They don't have any power naturally to do anything to you. So they were reliant and codependent on the magic, which is ineffective. Every day they're seeing it not work, but it's still something they're doing. They're still sending attacks. Seven of Swords reversed. Hence, they're showing up in the energy every day, because this is somebody who's still trying to attack you every day. Like this person, this is a warning to this person here. It's like something is coming, a certain storm here that they're not seeing right now. We have the Seven of Cups. There's something that they're not seeing. They worried about your identity, your reality. They're still in this obsessive disorder energy of theirs, and they don't see the storm that's coming. Whilst they're still in this energy, there's a whole storm that's brewing here. And this message is a warning. This message is an alert. And this message to you, beloved, is spiritual news. So this person, like we've established, magic has been a tool, for this person. They've been utilizing magic to attack your reality, attack you so that they get their way. It's been going on for a long time. This is a determined person who has a goal to destroy your life here. This person, every day, they're not seeing results. Every day they don't see results. They perceive it as, I need to do more, go harder at this hoodoo with this spiritualist helping them do this. We established this in yesterday's energy with regards to this person. Within the message we did yesterday, the hoodoo spiritualist, the hoodoo priestess, no longer has any ranking and spiritual powers to tap in to anything. They've lost their rank. This person's whole entire life has been turned upside down. It has taken a completely, different direction to 360 energy. We have the hangman. Because of that, everything has stopped. Like this hoodoo priestess, everything has stopped. They literally every day trying to figure out a way forward, but they've completely lost their powers. There is no way forward except, to surrender. But they're trying to figure out a way to activate their powers. Whilst they're doing that, there's people dependent on their power for their life to be a specific way. And this specific karmic Jezebel spirit has been dependent on this hoodoo priestess's power for a long time to get their way with you. And in general, it's like we've established in the energy that this is a woman that has sold their soul. This hoodoo priest is their god, a false god that they've believed in for many years, most of their life. We have the star. Literally, this hoodoo priest is not telling her clients, including this comic Jezebel's spirited woman, right? This hoodoo priest is not telling her clients, man, I don't have this power anymore. I can't do this. With the high priestess, justice, 9 of pentacles, like I've lost my powers. You know what I'm saying? She's not telling her people that, I really am doomed. I wish I could go back to God. Because losing the power means everything that the power has done for this woman and anyone who has experienced this woman's power, everything that is built from that power is going to fall apart. So that's what's currently happening. This is the same karmic Jezebel spirited woman who in yesterday's message we referred to as the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this person has been in your energy for a long time. This person's energy has been showing up in the messages, your messages, frequently for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time here. You are not meant to be standing right now. You are not supposed to be even alive, right? So things have changed, to say the least, because now this karmic Jezebel spirited woman no longer has it in them to have hope and faith in what they're doing or have been doing. This hoodoo, they're losing trust in it. Crazy. They're losing trust in the same God they walked with, the same God they praised and idolized for all their life. False God energy, hence it's falling apart. Let's step further into this. So now this karmic Jezebel spirited woman cannot see her life clearly. Like literally she feels like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? She's panicking. She's panicking. She's literally panicking. She's afraid. Yeah, Ace of Wands. It's like she's afraid of what she's done all these years. She's afraid of the foundation this hoodoo priestess has laid for her and what it means to not have that foundation anymore. It's like, oh, this hoodoo priest is the reason I have financial stability. What will it mean when this hoodoo priest's power depletes? That means my finances will deplete as well. So that's what's happening. This woman's finances, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. This woman sold her soul to this voodoo priestess, and now, she's paying for it. She's paying for it, yeah. And like I said, she's panicking every day. Like every day, this woman is paranoid. Every day, she is scared. But in order to cope with this fear that follows her and hovers over her like a dark cloud, because there is one, she has a dark cloud over her head. She's trying to coexist with the dark cloud. She's trying to live with it. And she's trying to do things, act in ways, and say all these things that, will help her do this and be able to cope with everything. She wants a way to cope. So she's been doing, saying, acting in ways to help her cope. And as she's doing so, nothing is changing. There's still her life that she's watching fall apart. You're trying to calm down, but your life is still actively falling apart, even though you're trying to calm down. Type of energy. Their false god is failing them. Their false god is failing this person. We have the King of Pentacles reversed. This person has lost complete pride. Like they used to be someone with a lot of pride, and now they have none. They can no longer, in other words, have their head up high and have this stern identity and self-knowing and grounded energy. It's all going away every day as their life is actively falling apart. They're trying their best to, keep it together, but they wish that they could dig up a hole and just bury themselves in it and never be revived back to life, because they're that afraid of what's to come. They're that afraid of their life actively falling apart. The Hermit energy. Like this person's mind and emotions are taking them to places that are very deep and dark, like because of what they did and it haunting them. This hoodoo, they're going to pay for it. Every day this woman is going to pay. It's like what's actively happening to this woman is this. Take an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. Someone intaking or putting things in their body, right, that are not meant to go in their body. What will happen for those things to come out? They need to regurgitate, like quote unquote vomit. Coming back to this woman's energy and the generalization of this message, take, for instance, the fact that they've laid their life upon a foundation of hoodoo. What needs to happen is they need to regurgitate the hoodoo. The hoodoo is going to be regurgitated through their life falling apart. It's like their life falling apart is the vomit. You know what I'm saying? It's like all that they've been putting in. They've sent out this energy on earth, and their life is mimicking that, will mimic that actively. You'll see, like someone's literally it's going to be one of those people that wither away. You see how they coming up in the energy so strong? It's because something is happening actively in the spirit where there's a cleansing. All these demonic entities of people that we are reading on, we are cleansing our energy from them, and with time you're going to see a shift in the energy where we're in a different frequency, vibration, and wavelength, and now there's new energy coming out in the messages because we've completely closed the chapter of this karmic cycle that we are all leaving behind. Who we are now is not who we will be. The people, the things, the places we need to leave behind, that's what's actively happening. And we're all sowing our seeds and closing these doors here so that we can move on. People's names don't need to be in our reality anymore, let alone their presence. We need to actively shut everything down and move on, no matter who they are, who they were, history, bond, whatever. They need to go for our betterment. So that's what's happening, and we are going to get to our betterment. We need to cleanse, all right? That's what's happening. Back to this general energy with regards to this Jezebel karmic spirited woman, or karmic Jezebel spirited woman. They have to cleanse the hoodoo. Like, the hoodoo is going to leave their life. Whatever the power of hoodoo has done for them, everything will be cleansed. Because like the hoodoo no longer has the power to keep anything together, because the one that did it for them is falling apart and they've lost their power. There's nothing that can be done. Like, it's like you've lived this life using hoodoo for so long. You've already lived it. What can be done, right? Except unliving it. It's like it's already happened. It's like this woman trying to undo this would be them having to undo. It literally is them having to undo their whole entire identity, because hoodoo is what they've based their life on, their success of career, status quo, reputation, image. You know what I'm saying? Who they are in life in terms of what they've done for themselves, achievements, accolades, and all those things. It's because of hoodoo and what the power of it has done for their life and where it has taken them, and it has to bring them back because it no longer exists. That hoodoo, so gradually this woman's life, like I said, they're gonna go back to where they came from. We said it in the message yesterday. They're gonna have to return to sender. Like the day they did this, where they were in their life, that desperation to maintain this life that they wanted so desperately, and the same energy they sent out to you to attack you while doing this hoodoo. This person, it's not just you here. This hoodoo revolves around their whole entire life. Magic maintains their whole reality, identity. It's not just with regards to you and this situation here. So this person is in deep trouble. They can't blame you for their life falling apart now, can they? Whose fault would that be? Every day, this woman wakes up and she just cries. Every night when she falls asleep, she has to first cry herself to sleep, like to the extent that she feels weak in terms of her physical, like because her heart is so shattered and heartbroken, where you cry and you just don't have any more strength in you, any more tears even. It's just you're so weakened by the circumstance that's making you cry. This person is facing that. They're looking at themselves and they panicking, man, I'll never get to live like this anymore. That means I can't go there, I can't do this, I can't, like they looking at what this means, like their life falling apart, what it actually means. It's terrifying. They're in a state of terror right now. They're afraid of losing everything. Queen of Wands reversed. Everything. Imagine. This person is signing themselves up for therapy at this time. They're talking to different hypnotic therapists. They're partaking in hypnosis to, like, they want to forget or they want to calm down. This person is trying to, also Western medication of like drinking certain pills to calm themselves down on a daily basis. There's also CBD that's involved here. Like, this person has a lot of remedies that are holding them together. Alcohol as well. There's a lot of things that are the reason this person is holding themselves together, anchoring themselves in the situation they're in, so that they're not completely losing it and snapping for real, right? Because of what's happening. Imagine your life falling apart as you know it, and you losing your identity while your life is falling apart as you know it. Like, that will drive anyone insane. Yeah, with the Emperor reverse, this person's losing control of themselves and their life. Everything's falling apart. They're looking around, they don't know which face to trust. The things that are comforting them at this time, these remedies, it's just temporary soothing energy. It's like, it's temporary comfort. This person has to face themselves. Yes, they're shattered and heartbroken now, but they're about to be shattered and heartbroken when they really have a reason to be shattered and heartbroken. Because this person chose a false god. They really did. It's their karma for things to fall apart. They've signed themselves up for it. It's literally their karma. It's like, they don't want to believe it though. This is definitely someone who does not want to believe what's happening to them. They just can't, like, believe it. It is psychologically damaging to this person. Of course it is though. It would be to anyone. They can't look at themselves in the mirror. They want to change their identity now in different ways. Like, they're just trying to cope. They are haunted by the fact that they might have to literally go back to the life they lived before this. It's the biggest nightmare and fear. Like, this person's so afraid of that. Like, so afraid. It's actively something that kills them inside. They just can't believe that, like, that might actually be happening. That they will have to go back. Like, they can't believe it. The same desperation they had when they tapped into voodoo to maintain this life, because they didn't want to go back to where they came from. Look at what's happening. They're going back to where they came from, despite what they've done with the hoodoo. They were reliant and codependent on the hoodoo to maintain all of this forever. They were going to do this forever. Because they wanted to live this life forever and be this person forever. They love the idea of being in competition with you. They love the idea of having control over your identity like that. Like, yeah, like, I bother you, you fazed by me. But these are bigger issues this person has to look at. There are bigger matters at hand. Their life is falling apart. Their life is falling apart. Worried about you? No. They shouldn't be worried about you. This person is so afraid, because also what this person's life has done to them, this person has done unspeakable things. They have so many enemies. This person has so many people that want them dead. And it's not because of, it's like, this person has made enemies. They've actively made enemies. They've done things to people on purpose. Hurtful things, unspeakable things, life-threatening things. Because of who they were, who they are, right? Now that if that identity goes away, those enemies, they'll be vulnerable to them. Like, this person has a lot that they need to be actually freaking out about, outside of still thinking about coming for you or having a crown, a throne that doesn't belong to them. There's literally bigger issues, bigger matters. Like, we have double. The THEiR reversed is coming out twice. This person, they're going to end up being the type of person that has to go back to where they come from. But it's going to be so detrimental for them, because here they are on this high horse and they have to return to the version of themselves that they swore and vowed they'll never be again. A has-been energy. They have to go back to their old self. They're on the journey already. Two of Wands, like they're on the journey actively to their old self, their old paradigm, their old reality. This is the reckoning. Like someone's life, this is the reckoning. We have the Tower reversed. This is something that can't be controlled. Everyone's getting karma, whether it's for good or for bad. We are all undergoing that procedure. Like we are all going through something right now. If we're being honest and we reevaluate our circumstances for what they are in truth, everyone's going through something very big, life-changing, with decisions and choices that alter reality. Like everyone's making their life what it is, their reality. They're sowing it. We all do. And when we sow something and we reap what we've sown, we must make sure it's actually fruit from good labor, solid labor, not rotten labor, evil labor. You make sure you when you put in the work to something, make sure it's based on a solid foundation of goodwill or goodness and truth and authenticity, so that you don't have to worry about maintaining it, worry about this, worry about that. You are in your North Node, you're in your purpose, in your destiny, you're right where you need to be, you're doing you. And it being enough, not like someone like this who constantly, because now, you know how blessed this person was? The thing about this is like, people get caught up in their blessings and they start to forget where they come from, to the point where they come from is their biggest fear. Like, oh my God, like you forget that's where you come from, that's your roots. Instead of evolving from that person and cherishing who you were, because who you were is the reason you are here. You running away from that person, trying to escape that person, that means that there's something you're running away from in specific. This person here, what is happening is something they cannot fight, and they will be defeated. Their life is going to fall apart, like literally here on some Wendy Williams shit. This talk show host was this big mogul tycoon, has lost her mind and has dementia and is looked at and laughed at from being this big mogul tycoon. Things can happen. We all can fall. Anyone can fall, as well as anyone can rise. It's the cycle of life. Where do you stand? Who do you walk with? Are you with God, or are you with a false God? There's spiritual covering God can give you that the false God can't. Hence, your life will fall apart eventually if you don't choose God. This woman, they never saw this day coming. Like they're remembering they're in their head, in their emotions as well, reflecting on times when they were at their happiest moments, and and all that never going to exist again. Guys, us as divine ones, we fight spiritual battles, right? We also are fighting to get to our promised land. Someone like this who was blessed enough to have financial comfortability and to be who they've always wanted to be, when they got to that point in their life, all they did was abuse that. They abused it. And a lot of people's lives fell victim to this person because they got way ahead of themselves. They've sown so many seeds of darkness. It's like you are so blessed and you come from this. Don't you have it in you to be a better person in life? You still want to be a fuck up and fuck everyone up because you are a fuck up? Life will fuck you up in return because that's the energy you give to it. You shit on earth, you'll get shitted on. This person sent out a lot of negative energy with this hoodoo. In the spirit realm, a lot of cleansing needed to be done upon your reality because this person kept on sending things. Like, I'm talking daily attacks and going the extra mile. Like, this person went on the darkest conquest seeking your demise. You have to fall. You have to this. You have to that. Nothing has happened to you. You understand the adverse effect where it's like they have to watch their life fall apart, and they also have to reflect on the fact that nothing has happened to you. So it means that there is something you are of that is powerful than hoodoo. Meaning, why else is this not working on you? That means you are more powerful. You understand? There's something about you, and it's God. So you're going to be a reminder to this person to go back for their salvation and repent. When they see you still stand and rise while they actively fall, they'll remember that God has always been who He is, despite the false God they were worshiping and praising. This person is disgusting, shameful, a disgrace to their own bloodline. I'm being called to end this message here. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time, and I thank you so much for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon. If you'd rather join my Patreon instead, you can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.